With Nick and Steve and your midweek political check-in. Broadcasting live on the Really American Media platform. We're slogging through another political swamp, thick with nonsense and bad intentions. Let's cut through the poo-poo and throw a little light on the chaos before it buries us all. We don't care if you chew gum during the podcast, but no blowing bubbles. Alrighty then, without further ado, here's Nick and Bubbles. Steve. Holy moly. Take it away, gentlemen.
And we're here just on time to take it away. We do the show live. Welcome to The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve, and thanks for joining us here on the Really American Media platform. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and glad to see you all loading in that chat room.
There you go. Yeah, we were off last Friday, but we're back. Nothing happened in the last week, so no big deal. So,
I wish that were true, dude. I was out of the country, as you know. But yeah, I kind of felt like for a while things weren't going on. But as soon as I picked my phone up to drink coffee, I was just like, holy shit, dude, I can't keep up.
Yeah, when you're sitting on a beach not reading your phone, it's easy to think nothing is going on.
Yes.
There is.
I do got to tell you, dude, I was drinking at the bar, and, they would always ask me, hey, what do you want? I said, I just want whiskey, no ice, because fuck ice, right? And they all thought it was hilarious in Mexico. So
I'm sure they did. So yeah. Good. And I'm glad you made it back in the country. I was a little worried, but, here you are.
Easy peasy.
That's right. Hey, if you want to contact us directly, you go to our website, thevocalminority.net. There's some type of contact thing there. A bunch of you have figured it out, so I have faith in the rest of you.
Yeah. And, it's nice to hear from people. So also load into that chat room. Let's check it out here, Harness, and see how things are going. Always have our usuals come in and tell us where they're from, do a little roll call, and we like that as well. So
I like when people just launch in with topics. ICE deported suspect who stole $100 million in jewelry. True. It's a true story.
Yeah, the suspect is gone now, from what we understand. 40 victims, and their lawyers are pissed. Well,
that's how it works, yeah.
All right.
Fun stuff. But, yeah, all right, people checking in around the world, that's fun. Unfortunately, just a ridiculous amount of news to get to. We do want to talk about what's going on with TikTok, but we'll get there. I think we should talk about Minnesota and the latest from there first.
Yeah, I think we should do the same. We'll get to the whole TikTok thing, and there are things happening. So stay tuned. We call it a teaser in the broadcasting world.
Oh, are we doing the open, or am I just going?
What do you mean? Oh, for news. Oh, you were waiting for me to be. Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
This is Need to Know News. News you need to know. Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
Oh, look at that, dude. Rob from Omaha checking in, dude. Wow. Love that. I feel a brotherly love affection to you, sir.
What's up, my brother? Rochester, UK checking in. Yeah. Hey, all. How's everyone doing? We're doing good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, that's nice. Hey, dude, let's get into it, because as soon as Alex Peretti was murdered, I was shipped off to another country, so I was obviously watching from afar, and there were emotions running high even in other countries. But give me the rundown.
Well, it's funny, because that's how you found out about the news. Nick called me and immediately said, I'm a little drunk, but what's going on with this shooting in Minnesota?
Yeah.
And what indeed is going on. Here's the thing. I think I want to fast forward to the good news. We always talk about getting vocal on the show, and that until we hit the midterm elections really is our best weapon against everything we're seeing in the Trump world.
Right.
Because for better or for worse, Trump is a narcissist, and he will bow to public pressure. Okay, we've seen it on many topics. Greenland, probably, in recent times here.
Yeah.
But I do feel like in Minnesota, I want to say for better or for worse, obviously. I do think getting vocal has worked. He does seem to be, I don't want to say fully retreating, but they're pulling things back.
Yeah, there's been some moves made. I'm not gonna feel comfortable until I see them all the way gone. There's work to do. But yeah, I do. I think it's working. I think us getting vocal is making some sort of difference. People are taking to the streets, dude. It is, I don't know. Did you see any of the statements from Alex Peretti's parents, which were poof? Oh, God, it hurts.
Talking about we knew he was protesting. We told him don't do anything stupid, but, get out there and get vocal.
Yeah, and just seeing what I mean on the other side of all the facts of this, we got to keep this. This is a human who was, by all intent and purpose, someone who was already kind of serving our country, taking care of our vets, and doing a lot of good stuff. And yeah, another child claimed. I realize he was an adult, but he was somebody's child and needlessly claimed. So to hear them talk about their son and their grieving process, I think is important. Just to keep in mind who he was and what he was actually doing, and not let these spinsters fucking get in your head for 1 second that this was a violent person that had ill intent to murder people.
Yeah. Listen, I hate that I know who Alex Preddy is. I hate that I know who Renee Good is. Or should I say was? Like, I wish we didn't know these names. I wish these people didn't have to be part of this story. And I hope that maybe there is some small part where a tragedy can serve to a greater good, becoming a folk hero and putting all the attention on it, because I don't think we would be seeing the advancement that we have as far as getting them the fuck out of Minnesota in the last day here if these sorts of tragedies didn't happen. And it's obviously insane that that's what it takes.
Yeah.
But this one does seem to have cut through. I want to bring up a point Lily's saying right here. I guess Americans don't care about finding the identities of the Gestapo killers. It's true. I mean, we learned the Renee Good shooter's last name was Ross. I'm blanking on his first name, but that came up pretty quickly. We don't know who actually killed Mr. Preddy there. I mean, the names have not come out. We did learn that none of them were taken off active duty. They were all sent elsewhere. And every law enforcement person I've been, seeing on TV has said that it's pretty standard operating procedure that if there's a officer involved shooting, that you're benched for some amount of time just while the investigation's happening, get your mental health going. Like, there's protocols, and none of those seem to have been followed.
No, left the scene. I mean,
that's
actively working. I mean, all of this bullshit. We have a local guy in Seattle here. He's an influencer, somebody I really like. His name is Good Trouble. He is actually in Minneapolis, and he has been showing these amazing videos, dude, of going down to the scene where Alex Preddy was murdered and showing live footage of like his clothes wadded up next to a garbage can and like caution tape just sitting in a pile. This is 2 hours after the shooting, and it's just like nothing was preserved, nothing was looked at. That's not what their goal is.
Nope, indeed. And, Tim Walz said that day in the press conference that in the history of law enforcement, and then he said, we got to stop calling these people law enforcement, by the way.
Right.
He said, I've never seen where somebody is shot and then the people involved just leave.
Yeah.
I mean, that is insane. But, as we've talked about, these people have all been sent out there to just be cruel. But, for better or for worse. So Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino, also known as Little Napoleon, has been ordered to leave Minneapolis. Now, I think the Atlantic ran with the story first that he's actually been fired. I have not actually seen that confirmed 100%, but either way, Trump World has acknowledged they sent him out of Minneapolis. They've also pulled Kristi Noem out. They put Tom Homan in her place. And they apparently have taken several hundred of these Gestapo dumbasses out of Minneapolis. So I don't know. I mean, again, I hate to put any positive spin on this, but this seems to be the first issue where lefty liberals, people in the center, celebrities, even the mega Second Amendment defenders are all saying, like, hold on, this is not okay. This does not look good. I mean, Tim Pool, mega podcaster, straight up Russian asset, immediately said on Saturday, like, you cannot blame the guy for having a concealed weapon. Like, what have we all been standing for? I mean,
yes.
The Kyle Rittenhouses of the world, all these people that show up to protest with guns, like this, for whatever reason, is that one issue that everyone seems to be saying, like, this is not okay. And that seems to have gotten through to Trump.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I hope so. I hope the masses. I mean, here's a great video pointing out that some of the MAGAs, Jon Stewart did a great piece that showed pigs flying because, all these MAGA idiots are finally saying or talking about like, oh, you can't take a gun to, a protest like that. I thought this is a great contrast to show, I mean, once again, the hypocrisy between assholes and people with empathy and logic.
I don't know of any peaceful protester that shows up with a gun and ammunition rather than a sign.
How rich is it that she is showing up to the scene of a protest with a legally owned weapon should be grounds for a person's death, execution at the hands of the state by the same party and the same administration that praises Kyle Rittenhouse.
He's a really good young guy. He's 18 years old. He should never have been put through that. That was prosecutorial misconduct.
Isn't it good that a 17-year-old kid who was raised by a single mother made good decisions and decided to be a positive force in his community? We want to promote the types of virtues that exist in Kyle Rittenhouse.
I have to remind people, do you remember what you were doing when you were 17 or 18 years old? This kid's whole life's ahead of him. He's now a free man, thankfully, because due process actually worked.
Yeah, I do remember, dude. I was smoking pot and jerking my chain, and that's what Kyle Rittenhouse should have been doing. Right. But you can't compare the two here in the sense that, he was doing something right. Alex Brady was doing something wrong. Like, you either support it or you don't. It's just that black and white.
Yeah, listen, I'm not actually saying it's a good idea to show up to a protest with a concealed weapon, but that's not actually what Kyle Rittenhouse did. He went a step further. Remember, the definition of a concealed weapon is it's concealed. Like, you're not supposed to be displaying the thing. And what Kyle Rittenhouse did, I mean, having a full-on assault rifle just openly displayed, like, I don't actually think that's cool or anything, but obviously he was allowed to do it and get away with it. So if that's the bar, what Preddy did was significantly below that. And, they immediately started lying that he brandished the weapon, that he was there to massacre people. Yeah. And we have just found out in the last couple of hours that apparently that verbiage all came from Stephen Miller, that he immediately reached out to Kristi Noem and said, use the word massacre, say that he was showing up to, kill, federal agents. Like, I mean, talking about writing the narrative before you've even done any the surface level investigation.
100%. Dude, just think about this. This was my thoughts on it. I don't know if you agree or if I'm completely wrong, but a guy like Alex Brady, who has a legal concealed carry, goes to a protest and is defending two women. Now, he showed up. People are like, I've never seen somebody show up with extra magazines that didn't have ill intent, to do something.
As if they could see the extra magazines, by the way.
Right. So think about this, dude. This young guy goes out and he has been witnessing how these people act with complete impunity out there, and they are cosplay idiots that shouldn't be out on the streets trying to enforce law. So, I don't know, for his personal safety. I mean, he brought it along and doesn't know what kind of situation he's going to get into because, you know what, the rules are off the fucking table with these assholes.
Right. Well, and plus, I thought the right was always encouraging the good guy with the gun, right?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the definition of what that was?
Yep.
100%. He's trying to help a woman up that they, for no freaking reason, slammed to the ground. And I do keep hearing people saying he was at a protest. Was that actually a protest? It seemed like ICE was in a neighborhood and people started coming out in the streets. Like, I don't know if that was actually a protest. There was not people marching with signs in the streets. Like,
correct. Yeah.
Again, like ICE just stumbles into your neighborhood. You're there, which is similar to what happened with Renee Good. She didn't really seek that out. It was in her neighborhood. She stumbled across it and decided to, make a stand. And Alex there, I mean, trying to help this woman up, immediately gets pepper sprayed and then pummeled by 6 dudes. And they take the gun away immediately and then still end up shooting him. I mean,
when he's down on the ground, dude, I have heard both things, and it's hard to tell in the video, so I don't know for sure. But, I mean, you see that cop just beating the crap out of his face, and it's either with the butt of a gun or a pepper spray canister that people are saying it's one of the two. But I mean, no time was given at all. They wanted to hurt this guy, and it was obvious that they wanted to kill him. I mean, how do you shoot a man one time like that and watch his body fall to the ice street and then fire multiple more shots at him as you're backing away as he's just lying there dead? It's crazy.
There's no justification whatsoever for it, which again is why I think this one's actually going to break through. There may actually be a prosecution out of all of this. I don't see how there won't be. And Tim Walz immediately declared that we're not going to get frozen out of this one, that they're collecting evidence, and they were the ones that had to go clean up the whole freaking mess. So they certainly have been, collecting evidence, and there is just no reason. And, I suppose I ultimately know the answer to this, but I don't understand why Trump world can't ever just admit that a mistake has happened. I know Trump was trained by Roy Cohen to never admit to mistakes. Everything you do is the best. But for the fucking love of God, just use what you see with your eyes and just say, like, whoa, this was obviously not okay. This person doesn't represent all of ICE, or whatever attempted a spin you want to put on it, but just acknowledge, obviously, this was not okay.
I was having a conversation with Rachel on the way home from the airport last night, and all this stuff. I get back into the country, it's hard to get it out of your head. I said to her, and I still feel this way, dude. My brother, who is MAGA, I was like, you know what? I'm really nervous. I'm more nervous than I've ever been to ask my brother his opinion on this. Because if it doesn't align with mine, if it doesn't, I have a problem. I can't just say, oh, you're, agree to disagree. If it doesn't more or less align with how I feel, I have a fucking problem.
Well, you've been struggling with that for years with your one brother.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to hear his answer. I feel like this was, when this first happened on Saturday, like so many people were immediately, of course, jumping to the defense of MAGA. But then as the video came out, as them blaming a gun owner, like more and more MAGA types did either step back or start to redirect. And like I said, Stephen Miller, Kristi Noem, they all had their talking points right away, but even Trump tried to distance himself from that. So This is an issue that's cutting across. If someone like your brother was ever going to have permission to knock it the fuck off, stop towing the party line, like this has to be the issue.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that I have seen with MAGA like, oh, yeah, this does cross the line. Like, I don't like this, but you're still attaching the cart to the horse. Like, this needs to be enough for you to just be, I'm done, dude. I can't take anymore. I can't do the mental gymnastics.
Yeah.
So,
no, for sure. So we will see what happens.
Think about this, Harness. I was doing a little bit of research and based off other people that I was listening to and articles that I was reading. But what do you think about the fact that I'm going to give you numbers that, can only be close. These can't be exact numbers, okay? Minnesota estimated to have about 130,000 undocumented people, okay? That's roughly 2.2% of the state's population. Most of those people are in the Twin Cities area, so we're talking tens of thousands of undocumented residents in and around Minneapolis. I just wonder, when we compare that to places like Texas or Florida that have 1.6, close to 2 million. I mean, why, dude? Why have we not seen the Gestapo? Why have we not seen ICE in any of these areas that obviously have the larger problem? Let's just even say California. Why? I don't want to give them any ideas, but why haven't they gone to California? Why Minneapolis?
Well, I mean, first of all, they have come to California. I mean,
you're right. I didn't mean that in the way it came off.
Yeah. Plus, Trump, tried to deploy or done. did deploy the National Guard to, to LA last summer and all that. So
Yes.
he's picked on California plenty. I mean, the answer is completely blatantly obvious. Like Mary just said, it's a vendetta on blue. It's the blue states. He wants to inflict pain. And this fucking idiot in Minneapolis, this right-wing influencer that tried to hype up this whole, Somalian fraud at the daycare centers that had been going on for years, was prosecuted under the Biden administration. He was set up to go out there. At Christmas, when I was meeting some of the mega relatives from Kennedy's side, they immediately brought that story up. Oh, you guys are liberal? Well, surely you're hearing about this Minnesota thing. Like, Trump wants to punish Somalians. He wants to punish blue states. And he had the perfect target after that whole story broke to just send thousands of ICE agents and Border Patrol agents into a blue state, into a lefty liberal city that has a bunch of Somalians. Like, that's a fucking mega wet dream come true.
Screw Tim Walz, that whole thing, that whole vendetta. And you know what? That's another thing that, we always talk about. MAGA, hey, if you just do a little bit of research on your own, you'll figure it out that Nick Shirley going into, point out all the babysitter fraud from the Somalians. This has been being looked at and gone over for over a year before he even went out there. Like, this is being taken care of, dude. This is something that he's just trying to get people fucking fired up about.
No, that's why they're in Maine right now. There's it's something like 97%, white people in Maine, except there's a few thousand Somalians there. Maine's a blue state. Their governor, famously told Trump, "We'll see you in court," when he was pushing back on transgender athletes and stuff. So
yeah,
it's all about that. He's not going to go after Texas. But there are a lot of people in states like Texas right now that don't tread on me types, the Second Amendment types, that are either quietly or not so quietly getting upset about all of this. That movie Civil War that came out a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Texas and California teamed up in that movie to take on a tyrannical president who wouldn't leave office. And at first, when I was watching that movie, I'm like, why would Texas team up with California?
Right.
And it's because Texas is don't tread on me and California is lefty liberal. And when you have a tyrannical president, that crosses over to both of those sides. The don't tread on me don't like that. And the lefty liberals obviously don't like that. So as much as I thought that's crazy, Texas and California would never team up. It would make sense. And it's what's happening in some ways right now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting, dude. Did you see that the NRA put out a statement?
Yeah.
What did it, I thought I had emailed that to myself for the show here, but what did it basically say, dude? I didn't read it. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, I mean, they basically said you can't infringe on the rights of law-abiding citizens. By which they mean if you are legally carrying a weapon, you can't infringe on that. You certainly can't use it as an excuse to murder them.
Yeah.
So, we've seen multiple examples of this. Like you and I singing Marjorie Taylor Greene's praises. Now we're singing the NRA's praises. Like, these are weird times. Politics do make for strange bedfellows. And occasionally the enemy of your enemy is your friend. Like, there is a little Venn diagram crossing over here with the MTGs and the NRAs of like, we actually do agree on some things. Because, Trump has gone way too far. And I think the last show we were talking about the 25th Amendment, that everyone's talking about it because of this Greenland debacle. Well, Trump tacoed out of Greenland. He realized he was in over his head, so he chickened out on that. Fast forward a few days into this Minnesota debacle. Now he's realized he's over his head on that. Like, we do have him on the ropes in a lot of ways. And like I started off the show saying, it's because of you. It's because of us. It's because of the comment section. It's because people are paying attention. They are staying angry. They are getting vocal. If all of us just ignored this, if people weren't filming all of this stuff, it would get swept under the rug.
Yes,
so I don't want people to feel like we're powerless. I know it's easy to feel that way, but we're not.
It's one of the, I was talking to you about the tirade that Jon Stewart went off on about this whole Alex Peretti thing. And one of the way he closed down his segment is that, MAGA's always talked about it, Second Amendment, we got to have guns, and, we talk about how they can be dangerous in the wrong hands, but now the most dangerous weapon that we can now carry is actually a cell phone, of reporting the actual shit that is going on out in this world, where when you watch it, you can't take the lies from Kristi Noem, from Donald Trump, from all these assholes. So yeah, it is the best time right now to get vocal, and it is making a difference. It's moving like a herd of turtles at times, but at least it's moving forward with progress.
Yeah, no, indeed. You and I have been a fan of Rage Against the Machine for years, and there were times where I want to get on their mantra of, fuck the man, fuck the system, just because it almost just feels good to, rebel or whatever. But this is truly the time to say, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. You have got to resist. This is not the time to comply or to be silent or to just take a seat on the sidelines. This truly is a time of resistance. And I don't know in our lifetimes that we've seen this. I mean, civil rights, Vietnam era, which is right before you and I were born, and certainly other times in history. But yeah, in the modern era, fuck you. I will not do what you tell me. This is absolutely a time to resist.
It's it's like we're telling our military not to follow unlawful orders. Like, a lot of these things are unlawful that are happening too. So I mean, yeah, it does. It takes a little self-sacrifice. It takes a little balls to stand up and say it. But yeah, fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. This is not right, dude.
Yeah, totally agree. And you got another place to go with this?
Well, I do have a couple of things that I want to get your opinion on here with all of this ICE funding. Okay, so we saw obviously a lot of ICE funding surge with the big beautiful bill and everything that was passed there. Then they're asking for more, and there were some centrist Democrats who agreed to it and now who have pulled back on it. But I came across this girl talking on TikTok, and she had some interesting thoughts that she had obviously read as well. So I want to share this with you. This comes in two parts. We'll watch the first and see what you think.
Okay.
When the big, beautiful bill was signed into legislation via Congress, it allocated $170 billion. That's already happened to ICE, to the Department of Homeland Security. There is another bill that Congress is about to pass for another $28 billion to go to the FBI as well as ICE. ICE now has the largest law enforcement budget. It is larger than all law enforcement agencies combined, okay? Why are they funneling them so much money? They are building their own private prison system. This is already underway. It is already being done. It is overseen by the FBI. They don't answer to the judges. They don't answer to anybody but the President of the United States. So the President of the United States of America will have his own prison system. It is an industrial prison system. He profits off of people being in jail, okay? That's how the American prison system has always worked.
So, dude, they're just now trying to get more money for the FBI, and apparently it's to set all of this up. But this does follow a script of Project 2025 to create these prisons and to create military force, for the lack of a better term, that can only be controlled by the president, that we're walking into. So is that what this is all about? And then we find out today through Aaron Parnas this little ditty, and I can't help but think she's probably right about this.
We have some news right now. The San Francisco Chronicle has confirmed that Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, has given permission to the Department of Homeland Security and ICE to use a decommissioned military base, Fort Snelling, right outside of Minneapolis to continue housing assets, personnel, and more. Just because they sidelined Greg Bovino and said some of his CBP agents are leaving Minnesota, doesn't mean that ICE is going to stop anytime soon. And I think people need to be aware of that. They're literally about to be using a decommissioned military base to surge and house more assets in the region. So this is far from over. Just because they've removed one commander doesn't mean that the entire operation is done. And now they have access to a large military installation, although it has been decommissioned. It's still a very large area where they can house forces, agents, etc. So things are still happening. Please be aware, spread the word, and as always, follow along to update on all the news that you need to know about. I'll have more soon.
Oh, thanks, Aaron.
Sure.
Pretty interesting, though, right? I mean, to keep assets, to keep forces right there. I mean, I don't know, dude. This seems like opening jails for profit. I mean, we already have jails for profit, but to have them be controlled by the president is pretty crazy. And yeah, it seems like something bigger is always looming in the background.
Yeah, listen, when I said that, we have a small victory here, I did not mean to imply that ICE was going away and we're done and the nightmare's over. They're obviously going to reconfigure it and try to disguise it better or just go to a different town or a different state. And, this whole crap is going to keep going until we can freeze the agenda this, fall. And like we've talked about, like Trump wants his own police force. I'm sure he wants his own prison system. We know he wants his own countries. He wants the map to be redrawn for him. He wants his own monuments. He wants his own version of the White House. Like, he wants to play with every toy he can possibly play with. So I'm sure Aaron there is correct that, plans that have been in place aren't going away anytime soon.
Yeah.
And they're just going to find a different way to amplify it and shove all that money somewhere else.
Will you explain to me, like I'm an idiot, the fact that Pam Bondi is saying, you know what, ICE will leave immediately if you give us all this voter information, right?
I'll explain it to you like an idiot. She's blackmailing them. She is straight up, like,
Yes.
Oh, it'd be a shame if something happened to your city here. A whole bunch of people, including some judges, have chimed in with like, this is not okay. You cannot try to extort, political favors out of a state at the barrel of a gun. And asking for voter rolls, what the hell does that have to do with ICE or immigration or what's going on there? Like, it's insanity. And, some judges are finally stepping up and trying to do something. So see how far it goes, I guess.
Just hear Donald Trump's voice echoing in my brain of like, you vote this time, you'll never have to vote again. Never have to vote again.
No, for sure. And listen, on the topic of censoring and, all of us getting vocal, one of the best tools we all have is social media. It is true, you and I had an old producer who always used to just rail on TikTok, used to rail on social media in general. But I remember I told him one time, like, you understand TikTok is not just for dance videos. Like, that is a First Amendment protected activity. We are all citizen journalists. We all now have cameras on us, and uploading this stuff to the World Wide Web and being able to share it. Sure, dance videos are great. Previews of the new Marvel movie, that's great. But there is a lot of practical use for social media. And, YouTube that we're on, Facebook, Instagram Reels, and TikTok are absolutely weapons that we all have. And the right for years have been trying to say that the Meta and whatnot, Zuckerberg, that he's censoring the right and they're propping up lefty propaganda. And like I always say, Trump is projecting. And even if something is not true, even if there wasn't voter fraud, he will now try to make it true by doing it on their side.
Right.
And so after months and months and months and months of delays, TikTok it has finally been bought by this American coalition of mega billionaires. And people seem to be thinking something's going on there.
Yeah, quite a few TikTok users are reporting massive view drops and suppression right after the app's U.S. operations switched to the new American owners. And Aaron Parnas is one of them. He's been talking a lot about it, and a lot of influencers that are trying to get the word out on some of this stuff.
Right.
That whole suppression theory, users are blaming the new pro-Trump owners for tweaking the algorithm to censor anti-ICE, immigration enforcement, or Epstein-related content amid recent controversies that have happened, obviously. So those are the kind of three things that they're saying. If your content's related to that at all, it's just going to be stripped. Videos coming down or not getting any views. What do we think, dude?
it's tough because you and I have been playing the social media game forever, and it always is hard to tell why something does or doesn't get views. Are you shadow banned? Was there something in there that actually got you banned? Community standards or whatever. And
Right.
when we first several months ago learned that Oracle, Larry Ellison, and even some of the Murdoch family are going to be throwing in money on this, I was saying, like, you just watch, like, they're going to start to do what they've always said was happening. They're going to start to fuck with that algorithm like they claim the Chinese were doing to us. Even though there
Yes.
was never any proof of that. I didn't think they would start doing it on day one. Like, are they really that dumb to just overtly jump in on day one and just start censoring everyone? And I know they said that some data centers went down yesterday, but how do we know if any of this is true? This is always the problem with Trump world. Like, you cried wolf so many times that none of us believe you, but thousands of people are talking about it, and it does only seem to be on the left.
Yeah, no, I don't know that they even, when you say, are they that dumb that they would start it right away? I think because of what you just said, like, we don't believe them anymore anyway. So, yeah, they could just do whatever they want, dude. And we can either say, like, oh, that'd be crazy, or we can just say, yeah, they lie all the time. Who knows what to believe?
Right.
So, the timing, this does coincide with data center outrage. But TikTok is calling it technical glitches from the data center outage and transition, slower publishing, display errors, not censorship. Some fixes have already been rolled out, according to TikTok, but views remain low. So I don't know what we can believe, dude. We're living in a simulation, Stephen.
It's tricky, and I know there's a lot of social media snobbery, and I'm seeing people in the comment section already saying that they don't use TikTok and whatnot. And you know what? That's cool. That's fine. You don't need to. But TikTok was maybe good as far as, Facebook, even YouTube to some extent seems to focus on the bigger names, celebrities, major influencers, major channels, million or more subscribers. Whereas TikTok seemed to be more about the average Joe. Somebody with just a phone could get a lot of views if their video took off.
Yeah.
Well, it's extremely odd that some videos are just getting no views. And as much as I want to say that maybe this is a conspiracy theory, Gavin Newsom has chimed in on this today.
Yeah, what did he say, dude? I didn't see it.
So Newsom has launched an investigation into claims that TikTok is censoring criticism of Donald Trump. The Democratic governor of California has tasked officials with reviewing the app's content moderation policies just days after its American operations were taken over by this consortium of bidders that back Trump. Thousands of users have experienced problems with the site. Others have alleged that they have been blocked from sharing the word Epstein or the term fuck ICE, either hashtag on those or just if you include those words. The Epstein thing, I mean, that's awfully suspicious. The fuck ICE, like, I don't know, it is a swear word, but no one was getting banned for it before.
Right.
In a post responding to concerns of censorship, Mr. Newsom said, quote, "It's time to investigate. I'm launching a review into whether TikTok is violating state law by censoring Trump critical content." So, I mean, that's a serious player with a serious state behind him that seems to be taking this seriously.
Yeah. You know what, dude? It really, you mentioned, like, yeah, everyone's got their platforms they go to. We had the producer who was like, I'll never get on that thing, And here's the thing, dude. Any platform you get onto that allows knuckleheads like you and I to get on and talk about stuff, or, people to dance, like, you got to go check it out, dude. That's the thing. When you get your media and think, oh, this is a great story, go check it out, dude, on every freaking platform, because we've seen them fail. On every platform, you have to be fact-checking, Yeah. So get your information wherever you want to get it. But, yeah, TikTok is a great resource for a lot of people, and it spreads the word. We've seen that with our own show. And obviously, it wouldn't be this big of a deal if it wasn't such a great platform that reached so many flipping people.
Well, I was going to say, like we used to say to our old producer, half the fucking country is on TikTok. So half the country can't be dumb and wrong, and not everyone's doing dance videos. But, the other thing I've always said about social media is Facebook, X, Instagram, whatever, you're only big because we're all using you. If we all just stop, it's not like we have to have TikTok, we have to have Facebook. Like, your business can just implode if you screw with the formula. If you give us all reasons to leave, we will. And then some other app. I mean, I'm reading about a couple other ones that are surging on the downloads. And yeah, so you better be freaking careful, Larry Ellison and Murdoch family and Trump world. Like, that thing you just spent billions of dollars on can just go away tomorrow. If all of us just say, screw you, we're off it. We're going to a different app. Everyone join me over here at this one. So, I don't know. It's kind of like everything we're talking about. I'm curious if the backlash, if they will just casually like, no, don't do it yet. They're paying attention. Let's give it a couple months.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where the train goes. And you say, would they really do it right away? Yeah, you would think they would want to, kind of be a fishing lure and kind of reel us in slowly with this whole thing. So
So yeah, a lot of people are saying, do we boycott TikTok? Do we ban TikTok? Do we delete it? Like, I don't know the right answer right now. I mean, for now, I would say hang in there and see what happens. Really American, we are on there. You and I have our own page on there. Like, it is an access point. It is a way to get the word out there. But yeah, I mean, if they're just going to screw the thing up, then you can still find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube.
Yeah,
you're not getting rid of us. So.
I've been seeing comments like this. Naomi Nay 420. Newsom is not left enough. Too corporate. I still like him, though. Stop it. Stop it. We don't have the luxury right now, Naomi. No, I mean, come on. Stop it with all this stuff.
Listen, there's a couple of points on that. I mean, one, we have to nominate somebody who can win a national election. So I caution all of us that have this fantasy of a far left candidate that A, I don't think we can win a national election that way, but B, it's just going to pull the pendulum all the way to the left. It's going to swing back to the right. Like, we need to slow this teeter-totter down a notch. Yeah. And someone like Newsom or a Mark Kelly might be that kind of person that can win a national election, can represent democratic values, but not be so far to the left. Governors, senators, congressmen, that's where I think we got to be electing the more far left types, the mayors. But, like I was telling everyone, the primaries, if you've got that dream candidate that you want, whether they're center, far left, whatever, the primaries, that's where all of us need to have that little battle. And then once the primaries are done, get in line and let's, vote blue, whoever we nominate, because we saw what happened last time. When we
saw what happened.
We screwed around, and look at the freaking hell we were in. And, I'm seeing a lot of people just in the comments here talking about Mark Kelly. It's great. I mean, that's cool. I mean, the Trump Reaper, better candidate than Newsom, maybe. I don't know. I mean, that guy is cutting across.
Yeah, he is, but let's just mind our P's and Q's and vote blue, no matter who. I mean, that's that's the only thing we can do, Trump Reaper, and all of you, the folks out there. But yeah, Mark Kelly, I think would be a great
I agree
guy for the job.
I mean, we're not quite ready for these conversations yet, everybody.
President Michelle Obama. I mean, no, we can't. That's a fantasy world, Matt Sanders. It'd be great, maybe. I don't know. I like Michelle Obama a lot, but no. It's not going to work.
When Michelle Obama is saying Michelle Obama cannot get elected, I don't know that we should be.
Right.
No, Michelle, you could get elected. No, I mean, she, you and I got some flack for this, but, she said a few months ago that we're not ready to elect a woman. And sorry, but I agree. Nick and I voted for Hillary Clinton. We voted for Kamala Harris. We put this show on the line 100 ways to support both of those people.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but upstate Pennsylvania, rural Wisconsin, like parts of there's all parts of this country that are just not ready for that.
Yeah.
And unless we're going to run against some centrist Republican, we can't be taking these kind of gambles. We've got to get the reins back. We were talking about the global damage that's being done to America, and I still do think we can restore that. But we have to have a sane person win the White House in 3 years here. I mean,
exactly
2 years. Yeah. So, and we've also been talking about this boycott of America that, pains me to say this, but I think that foreigners should not be coming here. That you should not be supporting American companies right now. Like, we need to inflict some pain. And we've also been talking about the World Cup. Well, ex-FIFA president joins the call for boycotting the World Cup in America.
Yeah. I think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's coming to Seattle where you're at. I'm not trying to hurt the businesses that are owned and, that can benefit from this stuff. But, yeah, former FIFA president Sepp Blatter on Monday backed a proposal of a fan boycott of the World Cup matches in the United States because of the conduct of President Donald Trump.
The FIFA peace winner.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, exactly right.
What happened, dude? That was quick.
There is a harsh realization I think we all need to come to right now. Right now, in the movie of Planet Earth, America's the bad guy.
Yes.
We're not the good guys right now. We are the bad guys. We are who the good guys are trying to get in here and take control and, take the reins back. But right now, we're the bad guys. And I don't know in my lifetime that I would have ever, said something like that with any sort of faith and credibility behind it.
Dude, I want to preface this by saying, I don't hate America by any stretch of the imagination, okay?
No, we're fighting for it.
Rachel and I were at dinner in Mexico a couple of days ago. And, sometimes in these established or resorts, you get sat with different people at these tables. There was a lady that had a sweater on, and it had a huge American flag on it. And I thought, read the fucking room, dude. With everything that's going on with ICE and everything like that, I don't want to sit next to you. And Rachel felt the same way, just rubbing it in their faces. And I was just like, yeah, we are the bad guy right now. Get that through your heads, dude.
You say, look at those hosers, eh? With their American flag.
Right, yeah. What's going on over there, eh?
Right. So, yeah, calling for boycott. Former FIFA guys on board with that, too. So that's cool.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, should we talk a little bit about other things that are happening around the sports world? Because, I did just see this report come in today. Maybe
the U.S. Department of Homeland Security says they will deploy a team of immigration and customs enforcement agents to the upcoming Winter Olympics in Italy. A spokesperson for the DHS says they will act in a diplomatic security role and will not be enforcing any U.S. immigration laws. The mayor for Milan, though, where the games are being held, is unhappy with the decision, saying ICE is not welcome in his city. Italian lawmakers are urging their prime minister to block them from attending. While ICE has not attended any previous Olympics, authorities have sent members of the Homeland Security Investigations Unit. The Olympics run from Friday, February 6th to Sunday, February 22nd.
Yeah. What? Comment section, help me out. What am I missing? I mean, what is the play there? Is it just a middle finger to the rest of the world? Some swinging your dick around sort of a motion there? Because obviously ICE can't do anything over there in their actual capacity. And if you're just trying to send some of your armed thugs, then why even label them that way? Why not just assign them as some international, police force, whatever? I don't get that.
I think this is a little bit about what I was talking about earlier in the podcast, dude, that President Trump is trying to create this new army that only he controls, and it'll travel with him, dude. It's there to protect J.D. Vance. It's there to do this. ICE is going to, this is ICE now, but it is going to transform into something much larger. Why would we take them to another country?
Okay, well, that does make some level of sense. I mean, Trump does consider ICE to be his personal police force.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's what he wants to do. Or like I was just saying, until Lapines here says, Trump wants to piss off everyone with the limelight on them. There's just a million ways he could be doing that. He's already pissed off the world. I don't think he has to try to double down on it. But
when you travel with an entourage, this is Trump's entourage, dude. These are all, he loves being the bad guy, dude.
Yeah, well, you think you're getting treated poorly in America, ICE. Just wait till you're on foreign soil.
Yes.
I don't think that's going to go well. And I definitely don't think our poor athletes deserve this sort of attention and negativity directed their way. What the hell are you thinking?
Well, it just sets it up, too, right, for any of these athletes to speak out against the fact that ICE would be traveling with them, to be anti-American, to be deemed, America haters. It's going to be a big flipping thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Bad Bunny sure is getting ready to do our Super Bowl halftime show. He said he would never come on tour here in America because of ICE. And yes, it has obviously been announced that ICE will be at the Super Bowl.
Advisor at the Department of Homeland Security says there will be immigration enforcement at the Super Bowl in Santa Clara. Corey Lewandowski was asked if ICE would conduct immigration enforcement at the Super Bowl for the Bad Bunny halftime show. He said ICE will be everywhere, including at the game and regardless of who's performing. Bad Bunny didn't bring his concert tour to the U.S. over concerns his fans would be targeted by ICE.
Yeah, so, we'll see what happens at the Super Bowl. But, Bad Bunny is supposed to, I think that he's really going to screw with Trump over this whole thing and kind of be in his face because I think he feels safe now. I don't know how this is all going to unfold, dude.
I will be disappointed if between Bad Bunny and Green Day that there's not some political statements. The question is, will it be subtle or will it be overt? Because, I think their entire fan base would be pretty upset right now if they didn't do something. And, I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl. I love that it's in the San Francisco Bay Area. I love that Bad Bunny and Green Day are playing. Just suck it, Mega. What the hell? Why do you care? Why do you fucking care if Bad Bunny is showing up? And now there's rumors he's going to wear a dress. Why do you care?
Transgender for everyone. Right. Even Bad Bunny, dude.
What if we call it a kilt? Will you feel better then if it's not a dress? I mean, please. And Bad Bunny is American, as Rock says. Puerto Ricans are citizens, of course. And Green Day, great. I mean, so, let's just see what happens. I know that they've been saying for a while that ICE is going to be showing up there. Why?
Just to make a spectacle, I guess, right?
There's already so much security there. Right. And I think SNL made the joke of oh, yes, I know a bunch of undocumented immigrants are going to pay $2,000 a ticket to go into the freaking Super Bowl.
Right.
So, no, it's similar to the Olympics, I guess. They just want to show up and swing their dicks around and intimidate everybody. And if Trump was any sort of a man, he would show up to the Super Bowl. But he recently said that I'm anti-them, referring to Bad Bunny and Green Day. So he's not going to show up. Well, don't do us any favors.
I read somewhere that it's the first time or something that the president has skipped the Super Bowl based off of having his feelings hurt. I think it's the first time it's ever happened.
Right. So. Yeah. No, fun stuff there.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to get into this. So you and I talked a week or two back about the rumors that there was some sort of sonic weapon used in the invasion of Venezuela. And, we didn't know what to think of it.
I've got a couple of videos on it, too, just to let you know I did find some stuff, too. So,
okay. Well, are any of them a good setup?
Yeah. Here, this is a two-part video. We'll watch the first one here because, we were talking about all these weapons that we were hearing rumblings about behind the scenes.
The United States secret weapon that isn't so secret anymore. The Department of War posting this on X today, writing, quote, "Yes, the Department of War has directed energy weapons. Yes, we are scaling them. These weapons were claimed to be used in the capture of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela." The White House press secretary posting an account from a Venezuelan security guard protecting Maduro, revealing how American forces wiped out hundreds of fighters using a technology unlike anything he had ever heard or seen.
All right. Now, she sits down with Trump, and, this is secret. This is supposed to be very secret, dude, okay?
Right. Yes.
News Nation's Katie Pavlich asking the president about the use of this weapon in her exclusive interview.
Speaking of Venezuela, there was a weapon used, a sonic weapon, that took out many of the Cuban bodyguards that were used to defend Maduro. Lots of people saw the details about that weapon and were concerned. Is that something that Americans should be afraid of, something the United States is combating?
Yes.
Something I don't want to, nobody else has it. We have weapons that nobody knows about. And I say it's probably good not to talk about them, but we have some amazing weapons. That was an amazing attack. Don't forget, that house was in the middle of a fort, an army base, a big one, a lot of soldiers, and they came in and they did their job. We lost nobody.
Now, the United States leads in the overall development of this technology. Unclear when it may be used next.
Okay, so you
I
want
can
to
tell
know
you when it'll be used next.
You can?
Yes.
Okay, tell me, dude.
Well, first of all, so Trump confirmed this. He was not supposed to. It's allegedly a top secret weapon. He came out even and gave it a fun little nickname, the discombobulator.
Yes.
And so now, the Department of Defense, not the Department of War, is confirming it. And so I did a video on this for Really American yesterday, and I asked the question that how long will this take until Trump uses something like this on peaceful protesters? I didn't know the answer is going to be the next day.
What do you mean, dude? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So in Minnesota, ICE agents have been caught using an LRAD weapon at close range against peaceful protesters in the city. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents seemingly used a long-range acoustic device against peaceful protesters. There is video of this. I don't have it, but essentially they announced to the audience, we're going to test an LARD in 3, 2, 1, and they turn it on and you cannot hear it. But everyone in the crowd starts grabbing their ears, they're ducking down, they run away, and then they shut the thing off.
It's a dog whistle.
Yes, like a ultra high frequency. Now, the reports in Venezuela, there were people are bleeding from the nose, bleeding from the ears, that, weaponry was not available. So I'm sure there's levels you can do of this thing. But yeah, they decided just to test it out on protesters in Minnesota, and they got the result they wanted.
Just stopped them in their tracks
Yes.
and discombobulated them. Didn't you say it can fit in a backpack? Like, it's just tiny stuff.
Right. So that's even more to that story. So Trump in that interview, because there was that interview and then one he did with the New York Post, and he said that no other country has this, only we have it. Well, this is very similar to what happened in Havana, Cuba a few years ago. We heard about diplomats there getting this inner ear disorientation thing. So we have now found out, because this story just broke about a week ago and got no attention because of everything going on, that at the end of the Biden administration, they did an undercover operation and they bought that weapon that was used in Havana, Cuba for millions of dollars on the black market, posing as like some sort of rogue or, organization or whatever. And they have been studying it. And it does fit in a backpack, which they were startled by that it could be that small. But B, the thing is riddled with Russian components. Russian technology is inside of that thing that was given to the Cubans to use against Americans. So Trump's assertion that we're the only country that has this seems to be a bald-faced lie, as always, and it seems to be an unnecessary escalation. Because now we just used it in Venezuela, which means someone else is going to use it against our troops, or if it can fit in a backpack, someone's going to use it against American citizens in a terrorist attack. Can you imagine flying on an airplane and someone turns that on?
Don't give me any ideas, dude.
Yeah.
They've read
the book. They're ahead of me.
Yeah. No,
But
I can't, dude. I mean, this has the potential. When we talked about this the first time around, I was like, yeah, can you imagine the potential this has to completely blow up the world, really? I mean, you could stop people from doing anything.
The video I did yesterday starts off with a scene from Iron Man, from the Marvel movie, because there's literally a scene in that movie that came out in 2008 where someone goes up to Tony Stark with a high-frequency device next to his ear, and it paralyzes him. And the bad guy in the movie says, I don't know why the government didn't approve this device. There's so many uses for short-term paralysis, as Tony Stark is bleeding out of the ears and can't move. Like, this concept of this weapon has been around in the sci-fi world and in theoretical physics for years. But it appears that in recent years, they've actually figured it out, and Trump just confirmed that America has one. They actively used it. And that's why no American troops died. They disabled hundreds of troops that apparently not only couldn't move or shoot a gun, they also couldn't fire any sort of rockets or anything.
I don't understand how it doesn't work on. If I'm holding it and I do it and it gets all of you, why don't I get it, dude?
Well, in the Iron Man movie, the bad guy wears special earplugs that are designed to filter it out. So one would assume it's something like that, or it's a directed wave. So if you're behind it,
you're
like
fine.
you and I know from years of radio. I mean, we use directed microwave signals to send audio all the time. If you're behind that thing, no problem. You stand in front of it, you can feel the warmth. I've done it. It's not good.
Scary, dude. It's really scary. I always thought, the worst that it would ever be is, just a boombox playing Creed really loud or something like that. That could be a weapon of mass destruction. But this has the potential to fit in a backpack. People can't even see it. You could just turn it on and annihilate a plane full of people, whatever. I mean, it's really scary shit.
Yeah. And I've always said, like, America's got nuclear weapons. I mean, we've got terrible weapons, but whoever is, I trust America if we have a competent adult with their finger on the button.
Yeah.
So I trusted Obama. I would even trust George W. Bush because I don't think he's that insane. But do I trust Trump? I mean, come on.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This one, who is this? This is Online Safety said, sounds like BS and propaganda. I don't think so at all, dude. I mean, go do your research on it. But no.
It's not.
Check it out for yourself.
I mean, we have reports confirmed on the ground that Trump is now corroborated. We have, multiple media outlets reporting on the device we bought from the Cubans and this undercover thing. Like, does not appear. And they just used it in Minnesota in the last 24 hours on protesters. They announced that they were going to use this so-called, what was it, LRAD? Yes, long-range acoustic device.
Yeah.
So, no, it's not science fiction. It's absolutely true and real, and it's scary as shit.
It's the discombobulator, Steve.
A discombobulator is what I call it.
Jesus.
So
there is, just like you mentioned, dude. I mean, we feel okay about the nuclear weapons when we have somebody like Obama, let's just say, we know that he's not going to mix it up with the Diet Coke button. But with this little thing, we have always seen when Trump gets a wild hair up his ass, just from somebody talking to him and saying something, he acts on it without any thought. I mean, I'm laughing saying it because, he does. He just acts on it immediately.
It's tough to say, is it his dementia-riddled brain that can't filter anything anymore, or is it just anything to distract from Epstein, from ICE, from the failing agenda, or he just wants to brag, I'm the president, I know about secrets, we have a secret weapon, I told them to use it, because why not?
I can see him sitting down to give Barron an old bedtime story. We have a thing called the discombobulator, Barron. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy.
Quick shout out. I saw someone bring it up in the comment section. Neil Young has officially taken all of his music off Amazon. He's got it available for sale elsewhere, unless you live in Greenland. Everyone in Greenland has free access to Neil Young music. That's the deal he put out there.
Hey, dude, I'll tell you this. I've been talking a lot about this to people just in my world, about how important art is right now. We always see this. In times of great despair, art is so important. When I was in Mexico, I told you that Dave played a little Neil Young, a little Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. He played Ohio. He went in and really got people charged up with the whole Rage Against the Machine. He added in some of their words to Ohio. The art that's being put out right now, from the statues that you talk about, Steve, to the music, is really important. I saw this video. This was put up on a building, and just says so much, dude, about our country right now. Yeah.
Yep.
Art is more important in times like these, I feel. So if you're an artist, be brave, dude. Keep the art coming out in whatever form you do it, whether it's music or on canvas or otherwise. But everyone is part of the resistance when they put their artistic values towards a little getting vocal,
Spot on. Art is a form of getting vocal. It's a form of protest. It's a way to speak to people. And I am so fucking sick of people saying, musicians, shut up and sing. Actors, shut up and act. They're Americans. They have a platform. And you only say that kind of shit if you're afraid of what they have to say,
Yes, exactly.
So Green Day, Bad Bunny, I don't care. Mark Ruffalo, whoever you are, use your platform to speak out. Is Kid Rock staying silent? Is Kevin Sorbo staying silent? No, of course not. So, get vocal. And artists have a great platform to do so and support everyone who is speaking out.
Yep, 100%. Hey, everyone in the chat, we appreciate you watching the podcast live here, The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve on the Really American Media platform here on YouTube and Facebook. The podcast is available everywhere else after we hit the stop button. So
True. Yep. Video form, Facebook and YouTube. Audio form, if you want to listen on the go, you can find it on Spotify or any of the main sites. And go to thevocalminority.net if you want to reach out to us directly.
Yep. And, well, yeah, it's a great thing to say. Keep on, keep it on. And thank you for listening to the podcast.
And that'll do it for another edition of The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Thanks for joining us on the Really American Media platform. Check out all our social media wherever good social media is found. Until next time, you tiny little bastards, good day.
Good day.
And we say bye-bye.